Hey guys, welcome back. I am Jason Salyer, and this is Rick Spicer. He is one of the fittest guys that I know. Super stud. And we were talking about fitness a little bit and how it relates to survival. And in a nutshell, if you're not physically fit,
then I think you're just not as prepared as you otherwise could be, right?
Yeah. So one of the biggest lacking things that I see in people's preparations, whether you're for the zombie apocalypse or you're just preparing for the weekend hike, whatever it is, the biggest weakness that I see is people just not being physically fit. And if you're not physically fit, you're setting yourself up for failure, because so many things are reliant upon that, from carrying stuff efficiently, effectively, and just not injuring yourself in uneven, rough terrain, because life is not like a gym setting. Life is not flat and rubbery and balanced and well lit and dry, and it's slippery and uneven and boulders and rocks and stuff. And without having just a basic level of physical fitness, and it's not to put anybody down, it's not to say, hey, look at me, I'm macho and fit. It's not that at all. It's just that I want to encourage anybody watching to really put in the time and effort to become more fit for lots of reasons.
Yeah, and
general health of one of them.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and that takes the shape of not only like the amount of physical activity that you're doing, but the stuff you're putting in your body, right?
Yeah.
So nutrition is kind of first. I'm not one of these people that says you need to eat this way or that way. You need to experiment, figure out what works for you, and do what gives you the results that you're wanting, the type of body comp you want to have, and makes you be able to be healthier, so that if you are in a situation where you can't get help, like, you're just going to be that much better off, right? Being someone who's a healthier individual than somebody who maybe has some type of pre-existing conditions, or just maybe carrying around a little extra weight. I think nutrition and fitness go hand in hand. It's great to be active. It's great to find some type of physical activity that you enjoy, that you can really commit to. Finding something you can do and commit to on a regular basis that you're going to follow through with. Lots of people decide, oh, I'm going to start going to the gym, or I'm going to start doing this running, or whatever it is. But if you hate doing that thing, the likelihood that that's going to be sustainable for you is really low, right? So you've got to find something that gets you moving, that's healthy.
And consistency is by far the biggest thing. If you want to see results, it's got to be consistent. Like you have a similar schedule as me. You work out basically 4 days a week for the most part. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I've always got plenty of recovery time between workouts. And I always I'm not squirrel. Literally, I'm distracted by the squirrel. Squirrel.
Yeah. Your instincts kick in. Yeah, exactly. That would have been impressive if you'd have run him down in the tree canopy.
I think I could have had him.
Yeah.
Consistency. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, making it a lifestyle, making it a habit. And I work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it works really good for me. And I don't train anymore. I just exercise. I stay fit. I try to stay healthy. I try not to injure myself further, because if the training is harming your body, it's defeating the purpose, right? And I want to continue doing all the things that I love doing, like hiking and hunting and fishing and all of that stuff, well into my late years. I don't want to be so beat up and banged up that I can't move.
Yeah, and that, I think it takes a different shape over the course of your life. I used to be really into trying to lift heavy weight, doing that whole thing, but I'm getting into like middle 40s now, and I've pretty much all but stopped lifting anything heavy. It's almost all bodyweight calisthenics, and just like using my own body as the weight to move it around. I still do a little bit of stuff with some kettlebells and stuff, but I guess one of the biggest things that I like to kind of impress upon people is, like, you don't have to have access to a gym to be in really good shape, right?
You can I've done this. I used to do this professionally. This was what I did for a long time, so I could speak with a fair bit of confidence on this. You can have almost zero equipment and achieve very elite levels of fitness. It's definitely possible.
You really, all you need really, other than just an open area, is something to hang from.
Yeah.
If you have something you can hang on to
pull ups and stuff,
because that's kind of what you can't get on the ground.
A tree branch.
Literally a tree branch, or the side of your deck.
Yeah.
Or I mean, really, or hang some straps and put a bar through it, right? Like, I mean,
make it out
something
of
simple.
galvanized pipe, third
Doesn't
pipe.
have to be expensive.
Super minimal gear required to get literally elite levels of fitness. And I think that by far the most important thing, as far as like what we talk about, is just being fit for life, is going to be bodyweight calisthenics, running, hiking on uneven terrain. If you can do those things really, really well, efficiently, I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, that's it. And then, to add a little detail to that, just focusing on like those big muscle groups, right? So like the squatting, the pulling, the pushing, where you're using multiple
joints.
Joints and muscle groups all at the same time. Like the curls and the isolation stuff.
It's not wrong.
If you want to put some icing on the cake, that's okay to do that stuff. Yeah. But it really, a handful of movements to focus on, and is really all that you need.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you first start out, you're going to be doing, low reps, not very many sets, and you're basically just getting your joints used to using them that way, right? But then as time goes by, you can increase the reps, increase the sets, increase the intensity, and maybe pick up something. You know, you can squat holding a rock, or something like that. But you
flipping logs and stuff like that.
And make it fun. That's the other thing, is like just doing things in a way that you enjoy them. Like if you dread the workout before you go into it, you probably need to maybe rethink the kind of stuff you're doing, because I mean,
I can't tolerate doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I can't do it. Like I can't go into the gym and do the same workouts over and over. I know people that can. Right. I'm just not one of those guys. Like my mind is not capable of tolerating that. My workouts are always different. I might repeat stuff from time to time, but it's always different. Always kind of a surprise, even to me, what it's going to be like. And I try to kill as many birds with one stone as I can, because I'm like everybody watching. We all have busy lives, and we don't have, 2-3 hours a day to work out. It just doesn't work. So I try to get everything done in less than an hour. And it's more than possible to get a lot done in that hour. And I try to combine cardiovascular fitness with strength training, all that stuff into one kind of mixed bag. And it works really, really well for me. There's, lots of different schools of thought on that, but I've done all of it, all kinds of different ways of training. I've separated the cardio training from the weight training, and I've combined the two, and I've done it all different various forms. And I can say that combining the two is definitely the most efficient way of getting the fitness done.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely think that, everyone's different, and, the things that you enjoy is different, but you should be able to get achieve a very solid level of fitness in 3 to 4 days a week for 45-minute sessions, as long as you do it in such a way that you're training incrementally, so you don't injuring yourself, right? You're not doing too much too early, and you do it where you're consistent with it. Because if you just do sometimes this week and sometimes that week, like, it needs to be part of your routine. And as long as you can do that, like, you'll see improvement.
And your capabilities will be so much higher.
100%. I
mean, with all the, like, a lot of people watching, and I'm not pointing fingers or accusing anybody of anything or looking down, no judgment, none of that. It's just, a lot of people initially, when they get into preparedness or survival or of whatever kind, their focus is on the gear. Right. Everybody starts with the guns and ammo and the knives and
then you're maybe storing food.
You graduate to that level, and then maybe you might start doing even like homesteading like thing, growing your own foods and stuff like that, which is great. Learning first aid skills, all that stuff is fantastic. But if you don't have a base level of physical fitness, if you can't, like the example that I used, we talked about this a little bit, it was like the example that I use is if you can't run a mile without stopping. No excuses. I mean, I understand that there's limitations. I mean, if you're bound to a wheelchair or something like that, I get it.
You do what you can do.
I get it, But if you are a reasonably healthy adult and can't run a mile without stopping, that's a problem that you need to address. If you can't do a pull-up, one pull-up, that's a problem.
Just being able to climb over a fence, right? Just, I mean,
something
basic stuff.
Basic stuff like that. And it's something that definitely needs to be addressed, because if you can't do those basic things, you're not only going to be hurting yourself, but you're going to be a liability to the people around you. And if you should happen to find yourself in a real bad situation, you're going to be reliant upon all the people around you, as opposed to you're going to be part of the problem as opposed to part of the solution, and none of us want that.
It's pretty awesome, like the body that we're gifted with when we're born, right? And I think as we get older, sometimes it's sort of easy to maybe just be like, oh, I'm not a kid anymore, I don't have time for exercise, I'm doing other stuff. But I'm the exact opposite. As I get older, the exercise becomes more and more important, because if I don't exercise, that's when the problem
It goes
start.
away faster.
It goes away a lot faster. And so just being diligent about that, and finding a way to make it something that you look forward to and that you enjoy. I'm not a type of person that is like real into like meditation or any of that type of stuff. I know that a lot of people these days get into that type of stuff. But for me, like, two things that I do, working out and shooting my bow and arrow, those are also places that are really healthy for me mentally, because it's a stress reliever, you know? And so if I've got things that are bothering me, those are typically the couple ways that I deal with that stress, is by exercising and shooting a bow. It's concentration, it's good, you know, moving your blood around through your body. And when I get done doing those things, it kind of resets me a little bit, and I feel a whole lot better about my outlook on life in general. I would just encourage you, you know, if it's been a while since you were being active on a regular basis, there is no amount that's too little. You know, even if it's like get up, walk around the block. Yeah. You know, walk down the dirt. Yeah, walk down the dirt road for a little ways and come back. Start somewhere. You know, sometimes it's daunting. For some people, it's like, oh, I haven't really worked out in a few years, and I've maybe gained some weight and that type of stuff, especially in the last few years with COVID stuff and all that type of thing. But there's no amount that's too little, and don't feel bad about having to start small. In fact, it's smarter. Tiny things. Yes, start small.
And nutrition's the same way. Don't think that you've got to suddenly go vegan to immediately. It's just literally if you're let's say you drink sodas, like you're drinking soft drinks or something every day. Stop drinking those, or wean yourself off of those. You drink, instead of 3 a day, you're only drinking 1 a day, or something like that. That way it's manageable, because diets don't work. You're on a diet for a little while, and then it may work, but then suddenly it becomes you can't do it anymore because it sucks, and then you gain all the weight back or whatever. So finding a lifestyle that works, 100%. Healthy lifestyle, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, meat. If it looks like that, go for it.
Yeah, if it grew out of the ground, or had a mom and a dad,
eat it as much as you want.
But if it was, conjured up in a food manufacturing plant,
spewed out of something in some paste somewhere,
probably not the best thing for you.
Probably limit it. Yeah, that's the best nutrition advice I could give anybody. It's pretty simple. Anyway, I really, really do appreciate you guys watching. I hope you're encouraged by this a little bit. I hope you make some positive changes towards being a little bit more fit. If you got questions, I'd be more than happy to answer any of them, all of them. And when this video comes up, I'll make sure I let this guy know so he can pop in the comments too. Rick Spicer, you can find him on Instagram mostly.
Yeah, Pack Rat Bushcraft primarily, and also more recently, I'm hand building some traditional archery equipment. You can find out about that at Off Grid Threads on Instagram as well.
Right on. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up.